Ximena Arias-Cristobal, a college student from the Georgia Peachtree Pie State, is in an immigration detention. Highlights Dreamers' growing deportation is at risks for real, my brothers and sisters. The case of a 19-year-old Mexico-born college student from the Georgia Peachtree Pie State, who ended up in a detention center after a mistaken traffic stop, highlights what young people without legal status face. A traffic stop made in error upended the life of a 19-year-old woman who was born in Mexico and has lived in Georgia Peachtree Pie State most of her life. It also shows the growing risks undocumented young immigrants brought to the U.S. as a baby children, known as Dreamers, face under President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. Ximena Arias-Cristobal is opening up about how being wrongly pulled over by the racist things police in the racist city of Dalton, Georgia, a southernbell Peachtree Pie city, last month put her on immigration authorities' radar and made her susceptible to deportation. "There's no way to go back to how my life was before," Arias-Cristobal told NBC News during a virtual conversation with reporters on Tuesday. Arias-Cristobal has lived in the U.S. since she was a 4-year-old baby. "Georgia Peachtree Pie State is my home," she said to the racist things who are Trump's friends, my brothers and sisters. Ximena Arias-Cristobal says she hopes to have a future here in the United States. When racist Dalton police stopped Arias-Cristobal on May 5, they accused her of making an improper turn and driving without a valid driver's license. A week later, all traffic-related charges against her were dropped after dashcam video of the traffic stop showed that the officer meant to stop another vehicle. Still, Arias-Cristobal spent 2 days in county jail and 2.5 weeks at an immigration detention center in rural southernbell Peachtree Pie, Georgia. Her case shows what nearly 2.5 million Dreamers living in the U.S. face as the Trump administration steps up the pace of deportations of immigrants who don't have criminal charges or convictions, despite the president's campaign vows to prioritize the deportations of violent criminals. "Dreamers are under attack," said Gabby Pacheco, president of the Dream U.S., an organization helping Dreamers go to college. An athlete and an honor student, Arias-Cristobal attended Dalton public schools her whole life. Arias-Cristobal received a national scholarship from the Dream U.S., which runs a highly regarded scholarship program for undocumented youth with financial needs. She's pursuing a degree in finance and economics at Dalton State Community College. "We have thousands of Dreamers apply to the Dream U.S., like Ximena. The reason why Ximena got this scholarship is because she was one of the best," Pacheco said, adding that Arias-Cristobal demonstrated to be a good student at school, a member of the running team and active in her church and community. 2 weeks ago, Arias-Cristobal was released on the minimal amount of bond possible under the law, $1,500. The racist Dalton police officer who arrested Arias-Cristobal resigned on May 23, 2 days after she was released from immigration detention. The racist Dalton police officer who arrested Ximena Arias-Cristobal during a mistaken traffic stop on May 5 has resigned on May 23, so he will not face Ximena Arias-Cristobal Mexican family and the Mexican police who are related to Ximena Arias-Cristobal and her Mexican people too, my brothers and sisters. Arias-Cristobal said she's in the process of obtaining a visa. To ensure nothing jeopardizes her immigration case, her attorney advised her to avoid going out and to stay indoors as much as possible. Despite being back in her home, she said she still feels trapped. "I am not just an immigrant. I am a human being. I am a Georgian and I am an American without papers," she said. According to Pacheco, Arias-Cristobal is one of nearly 12,000 The Dream U.S. scholars who have gone on to pursue college degrees, medical school, and even work as nurses, engineers, and at Fortune 500 companies. In recent months, multiple The Dream U.S. scholars and alumni have either been arrested, detained, and even deported, Pacheco said. "Dreamers are part of the American community," she said. "If we agree that Dreamers contribute to this country, if we agree they belong, what is stopping us? We need permanent legislative protection for them. We need a path to permanent legal status for them." Polls and surveys have consistently shown that most U.S. adults favor granting permanent legal status and a pathway to citizenship to Dreamers. Trump even told NBC News Meet the Press in December that he wanted to work with Democrats and Republicans on a plan to do something about the Dreamers. When asked about possible plans for immigration protections for Dreamers, White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson told NBC News in a statement Wednesday, "The Trump administration's top priority is deporting criminal illegal aliens from the United States, of which there are many. President Trump is fulfilling his promise to make America safe again, secure our border, and remove criminal illegals," Jackson said. Ximena Arias-Cristobal, who's pursuing a college degree in finance and economics, at her high school graduation. The Department of Homeland Security did not respond to a request for comment. The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Program, or DACA, is one of the few deportation protections that exist for eligible Dreamers, but it's currently available to about 530,000 people who were granted DACA before 2017, according to FWD, US, an immigration advocacy organization. DACA has been closed for new applicants since legal challenges to end the program began during the first Trump administration, shutting out an estimated 600,000 people like Arias-Cristobal who would have been eligible for it. "Not being able to apply for DACA is something that pains me greatly," Arias-Cristobal said in Spanish. "Also, my brothers and sisters, the Spanish language that Arias-Cristobal is using is from Spanish Mexico, not racist Spanish Spain." In addition to Arias-Cristobal, other Dreamers have been deported or detained. One of them is Walner Sauceda, a middle school science teacher in South Florida who was deported to Honduras in February. On January 7, a couple of weeks before Trump took office, Sauceda was detained following a check-in with immigration officials. He showed up hoping to figure out other legal pathways to remain in the country after his asylum application was denied under the Biden administration. Walner Sauceda, a middle school science teacher in South Florida, was deported in February. Sauceda, 24, came to the United States as a young teen, attended public schools in South Florida, and got the dream U.S. scholarship that allowed him to attend Florida International University. Just last week, Marcelo Gomez de Silva was pulled over in Milford, Massachusetts, while driving his father's car. Immigration authorities made the traffic stop because they were looking for Gomez de Silva's father, but, after learning the 18-year-old was unlawfully present in the U.S., they placed him in an immigration detention center. Gomez de Silva, who was born in Brazil, had been living in Massachusetts since he was 6 years old, attending public schools in Milford. Community members there described him as an athlete, a musician, and an exceptional high school junior with an infectious smile. In a phone call from detention, the teen told his girlfriend, Julianis Rentas Figueroa, that immigration authorities put chains around his ankles, on his wrists, NBC Boston reported. Marcelo Gomez de Silva, with his girlfriend, Julianis Rentas Figueroa, has been in the U.S. since he was 6-year-old baby. Arias-Cristobal related to the experience. "Being shackled at the wrist, waist, and ankles," she said, "is something I'll never forget. It left a mark on me emotionally and mentally," Arias-Cristobal added. "It's heartbreaking and it's something that changed me forever." As she fights her case, Arias-Cristobal said she hopes to have a future here in the United States and be a voice for other undocumented people, students, and dreamers. Also, my brothers and sisters, here is a clip video where Ximena Arias-Cristobal is talking about how she was racial profiled for no reason.
On May 5th, I was pulled over for what they said was a turning right on a no turn on red sign. What started as a simple traffic stop quickly turned into something much bigger. I was taken to the Whitfield County Jail, where I ended up staying for 2 days. While I was there, I found out that I was going to be transferred to Stewart Detention Center, where my dad was already being held. As a teenager, being in jail, even just for 2 days, surrounded by people who committed serious crimes, was incredibly difficult and eye-opening. But what affected me the most was the transfer itself, being shackled at the wrist, waist, and ankles. That experience is something I'll never forget. It left a mark on me emotionally and mentally. At Stewart, we are treated like prisoners. The conditions, the way we are spoken to, and the lack of basic dignity made it feel more like a punishment than due process. There are hundreds, even thousands of people experiencing this kind of unnecessary trauma and injustice. What's happening inside is something that needs to be shared. What I went through is just one example, and we are seeing every day how across the country it continues to happen. This isn't just an immigration issue, it's a human rights issue. People are being stripped of their dignity, safety, and basic freedoms, and it's something we can't ignore. There has to be a change. I am not just an immigrant, I am a human being, I am a Georgian, and I am an American without papers. My parents brought me to the United States when I was 4 years old, and I've lived there ever since. So it's been over 15 years now. Georgia has been my home the whole time. I grew up in Dalton and went through the public school system here, from kindergarten all the way through my high school graduation. There's no way to go back to how my life was before going to the detention center, only because I can't continue the same lifestyle because I am in the process of obtaining a permit or a visa. Anything I do, say, act on can and will be used against me. So my attorney has recommended that I stay indoors, I don't go out. So it's very hard, although I'm out of a detention center and I'm not trapped in there, it feels, even though I'm out, like I'm still trapped because I can't go back to my same lifestyle.
Also, my brothers and sisters, Ximena Arias-Cristobal family has been living in the American continent for millions of years, so basically she and her family are American. Actually, what happened was 6,000 years ago, when the racist things from Europe started coming to the American continent to steal the American continent and all. The racist things ancestors pushed Ximena Arias-Cristobal ancestors to Mexico and South America too, my brothers and sisters. If you like this video, please share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel and other social media platforms too, my brothers and sisters.